Hey guys, Kickassreaction here, and we are starting another new series on the channel now as we are beginning Superman, the animated series. So many superhero videos and content on this channel. Well, soon to be, I guess, when I start re-uploading stuff. But yeah, so I said many a time I wasn't planning on doing this Superman on the channel. I was mostly just beginning the Batman stuff because I wanted to get into Batman a little bit more. But my set guy for that's been giving me the sets for, the first two seasons of Batman the Animated Series, did say that they go into Season 3 really expecting you to have watched Superman the Animated Series, and what I assume that means is that it's a lot more, crossover and continuity heavy than what, Batman has been thus far. So I'm assuming that means, characters from this show will be shown in Season 3 of Batman, and perhaps vice versa. Perhaps Batman goes to Superman's hometown or whatever, and we get crossover stuff in that, which is interesting and, kind of ambitious for the time, I would say, because, back in the 90s and stuff, you didn't have instant access to these episodes, you didn't have access to watch Superman or Batman whenever you wanted, so that kind of makes it hard to even follow along with at that point, because it's like, yeah, outside maybe like the occasional VHS with random episodes on them, you didn't have like a full box set of this, or if you did, it was fucking expensive, because DVDs back then, I mean, god damn, I lived in the 2000s, I know how that used to feel. But yeah, so, I don't mind doing this if it's a requirement for Batman, but after that, after this show is done and we reach episode 60, I'll be going right into Season 3 of Batman the Animated Series, and then that's probably going to be it for me, I assume. But, yeah, so, what I know about Superman, I mean, pretty much is the guy that started it all in terms of superhero stuff, I mean, he's got all of the classic superhero powers, because they kind of originated from Superman. His flight, his speed, his, vulnerability, laser eyes, strength, all like any kind of typical power you'd think for a superhero, he has. One little piece of info I do actually know about him that is, like, not probably relevant to the show, but is, like, origin Superman stuff from, like, the 40s, or even the 30s, I think he came out. He didn't originally have, like, flight. Apparently that was something he had later on in his run, but his first ever issues, he did not have the ability to fly. I think he just, like, leapt from building to building. So I don't imagine that will be adapted in this TV show. I'm assuming he's going to have the flight at the very beginning, and it's not a power he'll like unlock later on down the line. Other than that, though, I don't know any other abilities he might have. If he has more beyond what I've listed, I don't know about it. And I do know that he's an alien from the planet Krypton, and that kryptonite is his weakness, which is supposed to be rare, but is like, is pretty fucking common. It's about as common as fossil fuels in this universe. So I mean, can't really say much about that. Fuck. But no, that's pretty much it. I know Lex Luthor is like his main antagonistic villain, but I don't know exactly what he is about. If he attacks Superman just because he hates the idea of a superhero in general, if he's really a villain that is trying to take over and Superman appeared and he's like, fuck you, or if he just wants to be the hero and is on Earth and is threatened by Superman, Any kind of petty reason to be a villain, these old classic TV shows that really adapt old comic book runs really goes for, Especially nowadays when things are trying to modernize superheroes in general. It is always interesting to see the origin of these characters when it's not about, trying to self-insert these characters to legitimate Earth. So yeah, that's pretty much it for me. But yeah, we're starting out with 3 episodes this time around, so thank Christ these sets are not 5s. Oh my god, if they were 5s, I might have just broken them up, honestly, but no. The first set is 3 this time, and that is just... that is orgasmic already, because I don't have to kill myself today to watch some fucking superhero content. But no. Anyway, guys, Superman, the animated series. Jumping right once again back into the past for some classics. Episode 1 will commence in 3, 2, 1, and play. We know the real hero in this universe is just Bugs. So he's got the flight right off the bat. Kind of just giving you the old origin, I guess, in the intro right here. Yep, Clark Kent, alias, always fun. Who would have thought a magic pair of glasses would be able to just, you know, completely hide your identity? Genuinely, I know it's like original stuff, but it is still kind of funny. They tried to make a hero identity secret with a dude that doesn't wear a mask. uh, maybe there's some in-universe explanation for that, though. The last son of Krypton. Damn. Good old Freeze would love this world. Is that good old Buzz's VA? What the hell? Oh my god, we're already getting the tentacles. Jesus Christ! Parasites, let's go! Oh, we're about to get some kinky stuff right now. Nice. Well, that wasn't too bad, I guess. Nice. Can't complain about a day like that. Obviously. Damn. Because people's feelings aren't really a consideration when it comes to evolution. Oh my god. So that's the Superman, huh? I don't know, man. Never underestimate the tentacles, you know what I mean? Theory, huh? Yeah, I know, like, Superman's basically invincible as far as, like, you know, invulnerability goes, so I'm wondering if that's just... he's discovered something that can kill a Kryptonian? Something like that. Or that. That's also quite bad. Fair. Honestly, can't blame him for that. Damn. I... Oh, damn! You know, I'm not even sure if that would have affected him, to be honest. Unless they only get powers at a specific age. End the world or not, that's pretty bad. Even if he's wrong, like... what's the alternative to that? You want to be wrong and have no idea what's going to happen either way? Damn, you have such faith in Brainiac. Well, things that are built can still malfunction or be incorrect. What the hell? We're going to Danny Phantom up in here? Well, that sucks. But hey, ship time ready. At least you prepared for it. Unless Brainiac's really like, I want this place to be nuked, bro. Well, that's gonna change very, very soon. Damn. But what if he's right? Do we really consider that as a an impossibility? What if this Brainiac is the main villain behind it all? Interesting. So they are referred to as humans. Oh, they were Kryptonians. Oof. Oh boy. But he's that serious about this. Fair. Fair. Like, he's got a... it's got a point. You can't really deny it. So you just didn't want to be overworked? Oof. Oh shit. Did you not hear any of that? Not really much point keeping all this Kryptonian data if there's not one Kryptonian left to, like, survive, right? Nah. I'm assuming, yeah, he literally, yeah, I was gonna say he did that. Just leave the cruiser there and just pop off. Nice. So if nothing else, at least Jor-El can't fly. So is that an ability exclusive to Clark? Maybe the gravity on this world is too dense for anyone to fly and Earth just isn't. Would that mean they didn't even know they had that ability before? Oof. Well, that's an easy solution to getting him to sleep. Don't make promises you can't keep, man. Nope. Look, man, we're dying tonight, so let's just go out in glory and defiance, because why not? No consequences after this night. That tech is kinda nuts. Nope. You just got debated. Oh, man. I mean, cool that you love your spouse that much, but is it really a good idea to pick him over your offspring that you have no idea will be okay on Earth at all? Crap. He's dumb, bro. I am getting the fuck out of here. The last one. Yep. I guess you really didn't have time to send Mommy off anyway. And the whole world falls apart. Good lord, what a way to start a show, though, with an entire planet's destruction. And, you know, based on what, like, the DC Universe is and some of their villains, it's debatable if you really send Clark to the best place, honestly. Because Earth, it's usually the main priority spot for a lot of bad shit. A lot of it. Good lord. Well, that's hyper jump done. God damn. That was all one episode. So I'm assuming, obviously, time skip next one. Maybe not necessarily to the day and age Superman is, but maybe just like, 10 years old, teenager, something like that maybe. But there's still a lot to cover, like parents, adaptability, adapting to his power set and whatnot. Alright. So obviously, as someone who hasn't really known much about Superman at all, I'm seeing a lot of like inspiration Megamind took from this kind of from this story right here, because it's basically like 101 of Metro Man and even Megamind, and that was such a great movie. But no. So I guess our main villain, I guess, is Brainiac in this show. Like I say, I know of Lex Luthor, but he might just be more of a just antagonist as opposed to a genuine like villain. Or something like that. In terms of Batman, I wouldn't even know who to say is, like, below the Joker in terms of just, like, his main arch rival. But, yeah, I guess unless Luth is the main arch rival, but we've got, like... I don't want to compare Brainiac to, like, Ultron or anything, because he doesn't seem to care about the destruction of life forms or anything. It was more just a case of, well, it's either me survive or you survive, but at the shot of me not surviving, That's pretty much what I got from that. He didn't try and warn or evacuate Krypton because his own safety, I guess, wasn't guaranteed if he spent time downloading and calculating a method of getting everyone off the planet, which is interesting. But no, pretty crazy episode, honestly, to think. To just have every single person we saw in the episode just straight up die at the end of it. The entire death of a planet, like... Yeah, that's a pretty hardcore way to actually start a series off, I definitely gotta say. And like I said, I'm quite curious to see what we're going to do going forward with this. Interestingly, though, is that none of the classic powers that I know of, like, Superman have were actually displayed in this episode at all. No flight, no strength, no, like, laser vision or anything. He even has X-ray vision, I believe, as well. So I'm wondering if that's a case of, like, Krypton's own planet is, it's like almost even like a harbor to its life forms, where like they've adapted to live on this planet, but it's potentially like the gravity is so thick and dense that they can't even use most of their powers in it. But outside of there, where something like Earth, where the gravity isn't as dense, he can fly, gain his strength and whatnot, and that kind of thing. That's like my only idea of that. But obviously, I guess it's not too important here because, like, well, Superman is the last person anyway, and of course he's got to learn his abilities all on his own, so we'll see all that stuff come to fruition anyway, I assume, in this set. And I'm assuming this is basically a three-parter now, to where, first episode, we've established Krypton, we've established its demise, and obviously, like, episodes 2 and 3 could be a two-parter of getting to know Earth, Clark joining, I guess just getting shot down to a random spot, people pick him up, and then it's his life going forward from there. But, yeah, I don't know exactly if I'm expecting Brainiac to reappear at this point. Honestly, I could see him, like, not even appearing until, like, Season 1's finale, because Clark doesn't know who Brainiac is. Clark doesn't even know that Brainiac exists, or that he is, like, the one who indirectly... Oh, no, I guess not indirectly, like, intentionally let his parents and his entire race die. So, I mean... gonna come back at some point for sure, but I don't know exactly when. I don't expect him to come back right now because, it seems like Krypton is quite a ways away from Earth anyway, so we'll definitely see. But Brainiac is definitely a character and an adversary now, I should say, that is to be kept in mind going forward. But he's a, the fact that he is, like, the genuine, like, entire database for Krypton as a whole definitely brings a lot of potential for what his dynamic would be with Clark in general. Would he actually... I don't know, would he want to help Clark, to preserve the last Kryptonian? And, since there is one left, he would want to pass that knowledge on to make Earth more like Krypton? And would Clark reject that? Or would he just want to, kill Clark because, well, they're all dead anyway, might as well. Does he feel threatened by the idea of him not being the sole survivor and the sole source of Kryptonian, like, knowledge because there is at least one more left, Is it petty like that? I'm not sure. But no, interesting episode, like I said. Unfortunately, we got Doomsday in this one, and everyone is dead. So, yeah. There's not really too much to really predict right now because, well, the planet fucking died. But no, interesting start for sure. Very, very dark, grim start for this show. So, yeah, let's just keep going and see what's actually going to come of that. We're in for a very, very big adjustment period in Mr. Clark Kent's life right now, before he's even Clark Kent. So, let's find out what's going on in episode 2. Like, I know it's, like, not a really crazy thing, though, in, for, like, a 90s series, but the fact they even put the intro in episode 1 is kind of crazy. Do-do-do. Not quite a Bruce Wayne situation of Clark Kent in day, Superman at night. Seems like somehow he manages being a hero and, like, an office worker all in the day. Like, take notes, Bruce, that's some crazy time management. Yep, the last son of Krypton part 2. And like I said, I'm assuming part 3 will be a thing as well, and that's our 3rd episode. Wow. Had to be in the middle of buttfuck nowhere, didn't it? Nice. What I really do find interesting is that Krypton was already aware of Earth. Like, oh crap. Okay, yeah. Alright, sorry about that, just a quick check. But yeah, I was saying, like, they're already aware of Earth, so I'm curious if that is going to come up at some point in the future, because, like, they are referred to as humans on Krypton, and they know what Earth is, and its coordinates, so what's the history behind that? Very interesting. Alright, Martha. The only water source for miles, and you land right in it. Oh my god. He is awake. Could be Russian. Nice. That would be very questionable if NASA put a kid in a spaceship. I feel like I'd be beyond petrified if they did that. The implications of that are insane. I know, right? I feel so bad for the dad. He got dragged into that without even being able to get a word in. That's the biggest get fucked from a teacher I've seen. You know what that means. Alright, so superpowers are awakening at a... Well, no, that's kind of weird because... I don't know. Like, as a baby, he had super strength to crush his dad's finger. That's a very fair teenage question. No, seriously, how many times? Yeah. Oh my god, that is beyond insane. What is the... the timing of that? Oh my god. Well, they're dead. And honestly, that was a little low for an explosion like that. Like, honestly, there should be nothing left of either of those vehicles. Oh, crap. Oh, that's so much worse. Jesus! That really caught me off guard. Wow. Little cooked. Little crispy. You seem so... Oh my god. Jesus Christ, he's only a teenager, right? They grade so badly. So, you've been interested in, you know, space? It's a pretty fucking crazy tale. Do you care about astrophysics at all, Clark? Literally. Oh my god, really? That's where the symbol comes from? Whoa. I know, that's pretty crazy. Oh, that's incredible. Oh, I love that. Getting a POV of everyone else is so based. Really? The sun is the source of his power? I didn't even know he had a source. Yeah, so, you're an alien. I mean, hey, for an alien, you could look a lot worse. Consider that. You could look a lot worse for an alien. That almost felt like a suicide jump, because, like, did he know he could do that? That is so cool. Alright, I'm assuming, like I said, this is a reference to the fact that he couldn't fly before, and he had to jump from building to building. Is he falling? Okay, no, he is flying. I like how he doesn't care about any other power, but the ability to fly is what gets him. I mean, it is such an incredible ability. Smallville, nice. But yeah, strength, like, I guess that was like laser vision, like X-ray vision. Nothing he cared about at all, but the ability to fly is the one that gets him. Well, I guess he's got a favorite. This is gonna be a hell of a few years going forward, bro. You thought it was hard raising a teenager before. Nice movie. Huh. So we're really abridging the story right now. The origin is being basically skipped over. Of how he became Superman, at least. Yeah, honestly. Nah, the glasses kill it. Lex, here we go. Well, there you go. Perry White? Kind of wild to wear glasses when you've got like 40/40 vision, or whatever the hell you want to describe it as. Oof. Instant attraction. Instant. Oof. He beat you there, girl. Lex Corp. Effective. Nice. You're just asking to wage war with something like that. Bro, a white shirt with a white tie. How extra do you want to be? Oh dear me. Sure. Peace by threat is always a great idea, guys. Bro is not even the slightest bit threatened. Nice. No, really, he did not even have the slightest reaction to that. Does this happen, like, on a regular basis, Mr. Lex? This is why I took over your crime story, girl. You wanted to meet the guardian angel? Clark? I like that. Nice. An angel. Go on. Oh no. Does it feel like a BB gun or something? I feel like it was hurting a little bit from that. Well, you're dead. Or not. Smart. See, I'm going to assume he can tank that, and just doesn't know it. Because, you know, in terms of, like, all the superpowers to test out when you realize you have it, invulnerability you gotta be a little careful of. A little bit. Crap. Oh, interesting. Well then. Interesting. So, like I said, the fact that we are starting from the starting point in Superman's journey, unlike Batman, does make it feel pretty abridged from what we've had so far. Like, we've literally gone from Baby in the first part to, like, a brief scene of his teenage years entirely, to straight up to the Cape. Like, not even, like, thinking about being a superhero, you know, learning what his powers are, trying to develop them, you know, and understand what he can do. No. Just straight up, like, powers, discovering them, to the Cape. And what's very interesting is the fact that he isn't really keeping his identity secret, at least to one person. Which I think is what caught me the most off guard about this, is that without, like, the knowledge of Krypton, Clark seems so nonchalant about his powers at all. Like, he didn't seem surprised, like, he didn't seem excited for them, which is one thing, but he didn't even seem, like, surprised by them at all, which is kind of surprising. You know, that's a little bit strange of a reaction, honestly, for Superman here, you know, to, like, exist on Earth where powers are not a thing, to realize you have him powers, to not really being, like, surprised, ecstatic, or even fearful of them, is kind of surprising, you know. But I guess off the bat here, we've got 3 people, I guess, that already know Clark's identity. Parents, not really a surprise in this particular case, you know, like, they knew he was an alien off the bat, so I'm not really, you know. A rare case where we kind of have parents that do know of a superhero's identity and, like, no one else does, which is a nice change of pace. But also, the other girl. I didn't quite catch the redhead's name by memory just yet, but the redhead girl, who seems to be a childhood friend of his, he straight up told her about his powers and, like, what he was feeling. And even if he didn't exactly say, I'm Superman, you know, if Superman's going to become so globally known that, you know, he's in every newspaper, she can put that together, you know. I mean, she'd literally see her friend, you know, be fireproof, you know, so I mean, it doesn't really take a genius to figure that one out. And although I do know that, like, Lois Lane is the classic Clark Kent love interest, I'm curious what that girl is going to have, how much of a role she's going to have in the show going forward, right? Because I hope that's not just a flashback scene. I hope she does have a prominent role in the show, being one of the people who does seem to know Clark's identity as Superman. I think that would be very interesting to see what the deal is with that. You know, it's honestly, you know, it's unique in this particular case. You know, it's very rare that usually you have another character who actually has knowledge of the hero's identity and can actually, you know, banter off of that, which is interesting. It happens sometimes, you know, Danny Phantom had it, obviously Alfred, Bruce has got Alfred, which is pretty cool, and then much later on he had Robin that we knew he had all along. But that girl, not really sure what her role in the series is yet, but I am curious what she's going to do going forward, and I'm excited for it, you know? But yeah, that's pretty much my only thing about this episode, is that it felt so fast-paced, and again, it might just be this. It might just be they're getting the origin out of the way. We could get episodes later on when we slow things down, go back in time, see his, you know, his training. You know, it could even get you know, scenes of, like, the girl, our redhead girl, actually helping Clark try to master his powers and failing spectacularly. You know, it could be like a reminiscent episode or something. But for this one, right off the bat, it was so fast-paced, so abridged, that it did feel a little bit jarring in that sense. But you know, it is interesting though. You know, I'm curious if we'll learn more about why Clark is doing what he does. You know, like, obviously being the superhero isn't too much of a surprise for him, but you know, why he decided to become a reporter, why he's working at the Was it called the Daily Planet? I think it was called, you know? Like, why did he choose this particular line of work? Was it to help, you know, suppress his identity as Superman? To get in with the knowledge and kind of control, in a way, how much is printed of Superman, you know, Superman's good deeds? Like, is it something like that? Why did he become a reporter? It's interesting, you know? And I mean, hey, reporter, not too far from being, like, you know, the world's greatest detective or anything. Obviously, they're two different things, but it's a similar line of work he's got with Bruce, so that's pretty coole. And obviously, Lois Lane. I like her from this one scene. You know, not too much on her just yet, but she definitely is someone who doesn't like to fuck around, doesn't like to waste time, doesn't dilly-dally, and obviously does like to be, does like to get her own work done solo, and it does seem to be quite effective of it. Like what she say, she worked on getting like a drug operation done, and that was pissed that wasn't even like page 1. That speaks quite a way to her abilities right off the bat. So I'm really curious to see what's gonna happen with her, and you know, if we're gonna have like a sus case where she falls in love with Superman but doesn't like Clark Kent, or if she likes Clark Kent but like despises Superman. We'll see, because usually the hero dynamic with a love interest is always just bleh. But we'll see. But no, this was an interesting episode to go off on, and like I said, I'm curious how we're gonna actually end off this 3-parter in the next episode, because like I said, I would hope we do slow things down now, because that episode was very, very fast paced. But yeah, I'm curious how we're gonna end off this journey. But guys, I'm gonna do my cut, and I do come back to do part 3, so I'll see you guys in a second. Alright guys, we are back, so let's continue on with part 3 of the start of our Kryptonian adventure. Let's go. Bum 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 bum! Honestly, the intro is so short in this one, I feel like it's not even worth skipping over, to be honest. Like, maybe I will every now and then, but like, it seems fine enough to me. Yeah, no, obviously some of this stuff still, I assume, is gonna be in this episode, mainly him fighting that drone. That's interesting. So can he not survive in space? Needs a spacesuit? Yep, The Last Son of Krypton, Part 3. Let's go. Indeed. To be fair, you're still a rookie. Wow. There is literally no space to land that thing. Run the opposite direction, you idiots! Okay, I guess if you're trying to land it in... Well, that's a pond. That's not even enough space, but... I guess it's the safest space you got. Just lucky no one was going for a stroll in the park today. Oh, come on. The mime's got a break character. There we go. Poor guy. Quite the rough start to the day, huh? Superhero Geek gets kind of tricky every now and then, huh? Dude, it is such a meme that they can't tell by a pair of glasses. Damn! Alright. Definitely more of a Superman girl than a Clark girl. See, that's kind of weird. I don't like he had the emblem before the name even came up. I know it was like Kryptonian, but I don't even get why they gave him the S for that either. It's actually kind of crazy they aged so much in his teen years, but they barely look any older now. Like, bro's balding a little bit, but even still. Wow. Okay, that's a nice timeline, niche there. So Batman's been around before Superman. I like that kind of continuity. We did not consent to this. Flying cars? We're 200 years away from that. I literally fly. What more do you need? He saved your life. Yeah. I mean, you tell me, you know? We kind of, we're gonna get up close and personal. You couldn't look less interested in that attack if you tried. Sorry about that. Brief cut there, but we are back. Yeah. As we said, didn't look like he cared at all in that attack. Not one bit. Well, you've made an impression on Lex Luthor himself. Oh. Oh, wow. Did he have hair then? Okay, that was a really weird cut right there. Felt like we were barely done with the scene. Damn. Didn't quite know Clark was a detective of himself. Quite an effective one as well. Damn. Hello, Lois. That's a shot from the intro. Sure. Why not? Close. Oh, for God's sake. Oh my God. I was gonna say he's a nice guy, but no, he's just an idiot. Nice. So what is this, like a running theme in the show? Everyone wants Lois Lane. Can't blame her. You know, she is very attractive. So small. I mean, I get they're trying to say his vision's great, but that's pretty clear to anyone who's looked at the image for a little bit. Also, bro, just getting changed in the tights, right in the office building. Respect to that. Jesus. Jesus! Okay, that was a great show of his super strength. Speed, sorry. Guys, it's not working. It's not working, guys. You can stop now. Jesus Christ, that's just flexing a flex at that point. Well, let's hope you read the instruction manual. Ooh. Oh, no. Oh, okay, fair enough. It's from that thing, I guess that makes sense. I don't think it would hurt him, but it can knock him around a bit. The phrase faster than a speeding bullet is making a lot of sense today. He is literally bulletproof, girl. Don't worry. You know the phrase, if it bleeds, you can kill it? Well, I'm not seeing any blood today. Still, though, it's a nice suit. Gotta admit that. It's a bit like those drones from Buzz Lightyear and Stalker, man. I know this came a lot earlier, so those would have liked this, but you know. Jesus Christ. I really wonder if that just feels like BB guns to him. Wow. Were you sure about that, my friend? If nothing else, a fine attempt for the first battle against Superman to kill him. I applaud you. It may not work, but for having no knowledge on him, that's a damn good try. Alright, you gotta start letting him get up, man. Just end this battle already. There you go. GG. Big time GG. Dude, it's not worth it anymore. Just give up. I like how his costume turned black there. Well, there you go. Well, that's not good. Oh, fuck. You are the smartest character in this show. Getting the hell out of there the second you see him. Dude, he's such a business villain, the way he, like, just postures himself. Fingers connected, like, bro. Nice. Oh my god. We're talking $1 billion monthly at minimum, bro, if you want that kind of service. Wow. Well, there you go. Oh, we're still going. What the fuck? What the hell are these things? Ah, Brainiac. Has he just been floating with no course at all? Hmm. Nice. Alright then. Well, that was our start to Superman, the animated series. Pretty good start, honestly. I enjoyed myself here. It is interesting that obviously we do have like an arch enemy right off the bat with Lex Luthor, while also being one that is so influential to Metropolis that... Oh wow. I just realized how much Megamind actually took from from Superman right here. My god. Yeah, it's literally called Metrocity in that one, isn't it? Not Metro. Oh my god, that's hilarious. Yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, right off the bat, Lex Luthor is an interesting villain. Like I said, it is the case of like, you know, Superman has the power and the abilities, but it's like the one villain, his arch enemy, he, ironically, with all that power, can't really put away because, as apparently said, like, LexCorp pretty much runs the entire city, like, almost so single-handedly. He has a complete monopoly of the entire place, and because of that, like, it's almost impossible to put Luthor away, which is crazy to think about, you know? So we've got kind of like, you know, we've got the what is it? The unstoppable object versus like the immovable object, right? So where like Superman is basically unstoppable, but Lex Luthor is immovable. You know, like you can't really take him down in this case without big changes to almost a Metrocity, to a Metropolis. So it is an interesting dynamic to where this can go on for a very, very long time. And you know, it is interesting, you know, because in a show like this, I'm not entirely sure how to really gauge the overall threat level to Superman in terms of just like, you know, villain by villain, episode by episode, because as we know, like, Superman is basically unstoppable. He's invulnerable to almost anything that we've seen. You know, my literal only knowledge of weakness that he has is kryptonite, and there's none of that on Earth, so it's like, you know, how long can we go on episode-to-episode basis really buying a believable threat to this guy when, you know, nothing really works? Bullets don't work, you know, explosions, you know, like, you know, that kind of stuff doesn't work either. So what is there to really build a threat to Superman beyond just like, I guess, threatening the people that he cares about, you know? So it's interesting, you know. I'm curious how they're going to build this up. Obviously, since this is most likely a lot of people's first introduction to Superman. And yeah, like I said, I'm really curious to see where we're going to go with this. But that is kind of like my main kind of, I guess, concern at this point, is just how do you build a viable threat to Superman at this point without making it too formulaic, you know, because there's not really much that really hurts him. And I'm curious if we can really, you know, find a way to actually challenge the guy, you know. We also got a nice little bit of continuity, which I do appreciate at this point, you know. So we've learned that Batman in this continuity did come before Superman. That's pretty cool. All we got from him was just, you know, he's a new like vigilante in Gotham City, and that's pretty much it. But it does confirm that the events of Mask of the what was it? Mask of the Phantasm? What was the movie's name? I think it was Mask of the Phantasm. Happened prior to this movie, and you know, beyond that, no idea. But yeah, that's a nice little continuity jab right there, which is pretty cool. But no, this is like I said, pretty interesting. You know. New characters, I do like them. I actually really like Lois Lane. I think Lois, honestly, at this point, might be my favorite character, which is kind of crazy. And we are back. But yeah, like I was saying, I just love how fearless Lois is as a character, you know, how she doesn't have any abilities. She's not even really prepared to do, like, half the stuff she actually walks into. But she does it for the scoop, and she doesn't really fear, you know, the consequences in any way. It can make her come off as reckless, as kind of naive to this kind of gig in general, which is ironic because she's supposed to be like a very experienced reporter. But I do respect it, you know, and I'm curious just what the dynamic is going to be with Superman and Lois Lane in general, because they've already teased like physical attraction on one party's side. Nice ass, yeah. That's in this continuity, that's America's ass right there, you know. So that's pretty funny to see. But yeah, like I said, interesting start. Like I said, the weird thing as well is that I'm curious, like, they didn't show that girl again, which is kind of throwing me for a loop here. The fact that we didn't show, like, his childhood friend again is interesting, and I hope she doesn't just disappear at this point in the show, because I do kind of want to get to know more about her. Again, the fact that she knows who Superman is like, that's a big deal to someone like Superman, and I'm curious what's going to come more of that. But, yeah, really cool stuff. The Brainiac stuff, I'm not even sure what to make of. I'm going to assume that he's going to come back in the season finale. And at that point, that's all I can really say about that. You know, just to make sure you didn't forget about him in episode 1. He is now on the move in the galaxy. But there's no goal we've established for Brainiac beyond just his own survival. You know, is he going to have the goal of, like, trying to continue his purpose of, like, absorbing knowledge, maybe cataloging all the knowledge of every species in the universe? Like, would that be his goal now that he doesn't have any Kryptonian home place to really catalog stuff? Not really sure. But obviously he's going to make it to Earth at some point, and then, you know, we could probably get a genuine, like, team up between Lex Luthor and Brainiac, because, you know, Lex doesn't really have a means of beating Superman. And while I don't know right now why Brainiac would want to kill Clark, I'm assuming, you know, he's obviously a villain antagonist, so we're going to get there at some point. I guess now my only question really is, who's richer? Bruce Wayne or Lex Luthor? I mean, this guy was throwing billions around in this very storyline, so I guess we'll see. But no, either way though, this is a fun set, like I said, and I'm curious just where we're going to go with this going forward. But guys, this is the beginning of the adventure of Superman. Good stuff so far. I'm interested. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.